call this meeting to order. Please stand. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we ask for blessings upon the Rensselaer Central Lady Bombers basketball team as they play in the school's first ever semi-state this Saturday. We pray they come back victorious. First, too, for our city, Father, and all that they do in making the right decisions for the city we love so much. We ask this in your name. Amen.
All right, first of all, we have a guest speaker today, Ms. Heather Hall from the Rensselaer Parks Department. She is going to give us an update of programs and what is going on inside her department. So please give a warm welcome to Heather.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. As Scott said, I am now the Superintendent of Parks and Recreation in Rensselaer. In my former life, I spent 28 years as an educator in our community, and I have now shifted into a new realm. And I'm really excited about the things that we have going. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my vision for the parks and current projects that we have rolling. So I'm going to share with you a handout that you can use to follow along as I talk to you this afternoon. Scott has said that I can connect my presentation to the computer here, but then what's that? Oh, okay, I'll sit down. Yeah, there we go. But then when I got here, it's not here, so that's okay. I'm always prepared with the backup plan as an old teacher, so I'm used to having handouts. So I'm here to talk a little bit about my vision for the parks and what we've started to do and what we hope to do. So if you take your packet and kind of open it up, I'm going to talk a little bit about my vision for the future in Rensselaer Parks. So I have inherited a park system with really good bones. We have a really wonderful foundation that's been laid in Rensselaer Parks over the years. And I feel like my job is to maintain that and not just to maintain it, but see what I can do to improve it. And what I really want to do is try to find ways to create inviting, updated, well-maintained spaces for use by the community. I also am seeking to engage community members in our parks, whether it be through activities or events that we have or through partnerships. On the first page that I gave you, you can see some snapshots from some of the things that have happened recently in the parks. Last summer, we did the ribbon cutting for the Hyper Center. The Hyper Center is located at Brookside Park, and that is a learning center that is the central hub for our children's programs in the summertime. Typically, we host about 9 different summer camps for children in our community. We also at the Rue Pool host a swim school. I'm looking to expand our offerings to our youth as far as swim lessons are concerned in the near future as well. The upper left-hand picture, that shows some of our outside exercise equipment that's located at Foundation Park. I don't know if you're familiar with what that used to look like, but my staff this fall made some significant improvements to some of those exercise stations. The bottom left picture shows you a snapshot of our Scarecrow Trail. And that picture kind of towards the center there shows some of the improvements we've made to one of the entrances at Foundation Park. All right, we're going to turn the page. So when we think about facilities, like I said, I inherited a park system with a really good foundation, but there are some things that are in need of some TLC. One of the things that's in need of some attention is our pool house. LaRue Memorial Pool has served our community for 75 years. 75 years of summertime memories have been made there at LaRue Pool. But in 75 years, the pool house has gotten a little bit tired looking, needs a little bit of attention. So I don't know if you've noticed, and there's a picture coming up here pretty soon, but We had phase 2 of the mural applied to the pool house, which has really given it new life. I'm going to talk a little bit about some other things that are going to happen to the pool house. We are in the process of adding more pickleball courts. That project is partway through. The asphalt was poured last fall. The surfacing and the fencing will be installed at the new pickleball courts at the Brookside Park in the spring. We're continuing with an aggressive maintenance plan to improve our fields, Blacker Fields, and Foundation Park soccer fields. So we need to make some improvements to those spaces to bring some more tournaments back to our community, and those tournaments really benefit our community in a variety of ways. And then lastly, the thing that I'm in the midst of right now today, we are in the process of moving our park headquarters out of Iroquois Park to the former light plant. So we are giving new life to an old building, which I take great pride in that project because I feel like preserving that space is really important since that building was such a central part of the history of our community. All right, so the pictures on this page show a little bit about, or a little bit of the inside of the former light plant. It has wonderful natural lighting, high ceilings, grand open spaces. I think it has a lot of potential, and I'll come back to that project in a little bit. So I'm really excited about the possibilities for that. All right, turning the page. Another goal that I have is not just improving our facilities, but also trying to find ways to promote community engagement. So I'm hoping to be receptive to community input. That's why I come out and talk to groups like you all. I am looking for ways to reach a wide range of audiences and bring lots of people into our parks and provide reasons that people want to come into our parks. So some ways that I've tried to increase our community engagement, I am starting an Adopt a Spot program for businesses, families, friends of the parks, whoever that might be, to adopt a particular spot in our parks that you can help maintain, whether it be through landscaping, pulling weeds, whatever that might be. I started volunteer days. In the fall, I hosted the entire senior class for a volunteer day. Again, I'm trying to find ways that I can get the community engaged and involved in our parks and have all of us own the parks, not just the park staff, because they're all of ours. And I'm also trying to pull in local experts to head up programming in our parks to lend their expertise to programs. So with that having been said, what you can see on this page, we have, you might remember, some of you, that for the last 8 years I've served as the program director in the parks. So one of the things that we've started to include as part of our annual programming is archery. So in the photo there, you can see a young man who's learning that skill. The upper right-hand picture shows a workshop that we did in the fall, led by one of our local artists. And then along the lines of community engagement, there's our friend Gary Barash, pictured with my staff. Talbert was very kind to donate the materials to update and repair our bicentennial bridge. So again, I'm looking for ways to tap into expertise here, looking for ways to find opportunities to bring people into our parks and have them be hands-on with all of us. So through the fall, this kind of takes you through what we got accomplished through November, and then I'll let you know what we've accomplished through today. So like I said, Jackson pickleball courts have already gone in. They're not done yet. LaRue Memorial Pool mural phase 2 has been completed. Filson Park, lovely Filson Park, has now been completed downtown, and I hope you had an opportunity to see that. And we've again adjusted our treatment plan for Blacker Fields and Foundation Park as well. Moving on to let you know kind of what happened through the fall. Again, there's our Park Partner Senior Service Day. We had a pet vaccination and registration day, which you should expect to see that annually. What my hope is that we can bring in pets on the go, or pets on the go, on an annual basis, and people can become accustomed to that and just do their pet shots and whatever right there in the park and update their park registration. We had a fall pickleball league. We assisted the Rensselaer Urban Forestry Council with a tree planting. We had a movie night in Wilson Park, and we also had our annual Scarecrow Trail. So fall was busy for us. And again, that takes you through November. If you turn the page, you can see the completed phase 2 picture of our mural on the pool house. So again, trying to give the old girl new life. And if you haven't been by yet to check that out, it really, really stands out in the park now. You can see the bottom right picture. There's our movie night at Filson Park. That Filson Park has become such a lovely centerpiece to downtown Rensselaer. I can't wait to see what all we can plan that will take place in that space. And then the other picture that is there on that last page, it shows you the layout of the 4 pickleball courts that have been installed at Brookside Park. So to kind of get you oriented with where this space is, we took out the old tennis courts on the north end of Brookside Park, and we have 4 new pickleball courts. Now again, they're not surfaced yet. That's a spring project. So that takes you through what we did in the fall. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in winter, some of our milestones and our happenings. We hosted Frosty Fest at Filson Park in early December. We have moved out of Iroquois Park, and again, we're at the light plant. We're still under construction over there. We hosted our first ever disc golf tourney, the Woodchuck Open, and we had 23 participants, and 4 were brand new to the sport. So I feel like that's pretty exciting to bring in. Yeah. So I feel like that's pretty great to think that there were 4 people that had never ever played, and they opted to come out and play with us that day. We hosted the Chamber of Commerce luncheon last week. It was a little chilly. A couple of you I see were there. A little chilly, but we made it. And a thing that's on the horizon for the near future is now that we've vacated the premises at Iroquois Park, our old headquarters, we're looking to go ahead and demolish that building and open up Iroquois Park for use by the community. All the space that lies behind that old headquarters is one of the best kept secrets in town. I think it's one of the prettiest spaces we have in our park, so I'm really excited to remove that building so that the community can begin to explore and utilize the beautiful land that lies beyond that building. Things that are coming up in the spring. Gifford Shelter, to get you kind of oriented at Brookside Park, it's the one by Rockfield. That shelter's getting a new roof. The pool house getting a new roof. We are starting a disc golf league, so watch for information about that on our Facebook page. Disc golf is really taking off, as is pickleball, so I'm trying to keep up with the community needs when it comes to those activities that they're interested in. Like I said before, the Jackson pickleball courts will be surfaced this spring and the fence will be installed. I'd like to say that our fencing has been donated by our friends at St. Joseph's College. We are going to begin to develop a parks comprehensive plan, and what that allows us to do is to apply for grant monies that we can maybe utilize to move forward some of our projects that we'd like to do. Opening day for baseball for our tournament is April 4th. The target date for the pool grand opening for this season is May 31st, so mark your calendars. Baseball forms will be going out this week. We're going to continue our Park Partners program. So again, that's the program to get people out volunteering in the park. So Rotary friends, that might be an opportunity for you all to engage in the parks. And another project I will be working on is replacing our diving board. The diving board decided to break at the end of last summer, so I'm working on that as well. So with all that having been said, we are exploring the possibilities for what the light plant could offer. There are some really great ideas about there, but it comes down to finding funding and finding support to do that. So we're in the very early stages of exploring what the light plant could be. So the areas that we have developed are really like kind of the old shop that already existed. We built the office within the old shop and are just kind of reusing that space and setting aside the areas that really could be developed for public space and not really touching those right now, just kind of leaving them alone and doing that background work to find out, okay, what could this be? How do we fund this? And what steps do we need to take to move forward with that? So I'm really excited to be your park superintendent. I love our community and I'm really glad to lend my skills to this new job. And it's wonderful to talk to all of you about things that we have going in Rensselaer Parks. So I'm willing to accept questions that you might have, and I'll do my best to answer anything that you'd like to ask me. Dean.
Could you do indoor pickleball?
Could we in this, yes, it is a definite possibility. With all the windows, I don't think things like volleyball, basketball would really work, but as far as pickleball goes, oh yeah, the space is
Yeah.
definitely there.
You'd have to throw a racket to break a window.
Yeah, right, but the space,
serious.
yeah, the space is definitely, could accommodate pickleball for sure. Yeah, it's pretty grand. It's a huge space, and I would really love to find a way to get the public and to use it. I think it has a lot of possibilities for all of us.
It does.
Pickleball, definitely. I talked to a lot of people that would love to have more indoor space for that during the winter.
Yeah, and it's like also, I see lots of other possibilities. I could see, it being a venue for people to utilize for various local events. I could see us setting up things for euchre tournaments or cornhole or ping pong, all those kinds of recreational games. I think this space really would be a good place for those kinds of things. It's just going to take some time to
It'd be
develop.
really hard to put some type of brackets around all of those windows for
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I think the windows are what really makes it such a
Yeah.
unique space. The building has great bones. It really, really does. It's just really cold today. Ned.
The Blacker baseball fields are a hit. Big thing for our city.
Yes.
And so it's been a great addition. I live down the road and this place is packed on weekends from people all over from coming in for those tournaments and things. Do we have any part of the concession stand?
Yes, we do. And so we ask groups to come in and to work the concessions for us for the tournaments, and they get their group gets a payment to do that, and then the proceeds then go to the Rensselaer Park Corps. So that's how that works. So Rotary, you guys can sign up for a shift. Currently, we have 5 tournaments scheduled for 2025, and actually, Ned, today I just scheduled the first tournament on the books for 2026. So that's constantly happening. So that's a goal that I have down the road. Once I feel like we put our time and our money into developing our facilities and especially improving those fields, then I want to try to bring in more tournaments to Blacker Fields.
And then the old building that's going to be torn down, how old do you think that is?
I don't really answer to that. That's a great
When we
question.
were kids, we used to ice skate back then.
Yeah,
Is there any talk about that?
yes, that's a thing that I would love to do again. Yes,
It
I
was
would
very
love-
popular.
Yes, it was. I did it too. And again, the building just kind of hides all of that, and we don't even realize the possibilities for what that land behind the place could even be. So yeah, that is the thing I'd like to do. There are horseshoe pits back there that I think will likely get moved in the future, probably towards the front of the park and open it up for ice skating. I could see our nature, like our pathways going along the river. To expand our walking opportunities for people. Iroquois Park's not really so much a part of our walking paths. It's just kind of one of those parts that you skip. But I'd love to really extend our path throughout Iroquois Park. And another thing I'd really love to do, and I'm just still in the preliminary planning stages of this, but I would like to get some kayaks from the Parks Department. If we think about, so many of our parks border the river, I would love to be able to get people in kayaks and, we have to put in at Laird's Landing, for instance, and, help people get out, maybe at Potawatomi kind of thing. So that's another aspect of the parks that I'd like to develop. I don't feel like we've ever really utilized Iroquois River in our Parks Department, and I think there are ways that we could do that. So a lot of plans that I'd like to bring to light. We'll see what happens. So.
Do you have any thoughts about a gazebo in Centennial Park? Or what, Potawatomi Park, excuse me?
I
The name of it?
don't believe that with that being a floodplain that we can construct something like that.
No permanent structures are allowed there.
Yeah. that
We'll
you
make it
know.
a floating one then.
We could do that. You know where I'd love a gazebo, Ned? Norway. I think Norway is a lovely spot for that. And I think you could see it right in the center. Interestingly, when I was working to pack up things at the old headquarters, we came upon the original drawing for Milroy Park. which I thought was a real gem to find in all the things I was sorting through. And in the original plan for that park, there was a fountain in the sketch, but it never came to be. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
The lady who did the sculpture of Milroy was a wash firm from Rensselaer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
To Dr. Washburn somehow. They commissioned her. She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah.
How many parks do we have?
We maintain 12 properties, but there are 9 official parks.
No.
It's okay. It's on the quiz later, Dean. So there's a lot happening. Again, these parks aren't mine. They're ours. And I welcome your input and I welcome your help. And I really feel like I said, there's a great foundation that's been laid in our parks, and I'm going to do my best to see what I can do to improve what we have and to bring more people into the parks and reimagine how we use our parks. Okay.
They tore down the Manette School,
Yes.
and then are those all soccer fields now?
Yes.
Is that finished?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many soccer fields are there?
We have, what are there out there? 4?
Okay. Has that been a big hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus,
Plus, there's parking there too.
there's parking there. So I've been talking a lot with the soccer board since I took the job. And, that's a program that I want to do my best to support. We have over 250 kids that are engaged in that soccer league. So that's a huge amount of children when you think about the size of our town.
Sure.
So I want to do the best I can to support the soccer league. So yeah, most of that park space is dedicated to soccer, and then there's Stadden Field, and Stadden Field is leased by RBI. So that isn't necessarily a park entity. That space is a park property, but we lease it to RBI, that part. So.
I had heard that there were limits because of the distance of the fences at the new ballparks. Is that correct?
I believe so.
So you can't have a sanctioned tournament.
For some age groups, yeah. So there
How
are
far
limitations.
back would they have to be moved?
I'm not sure about that part of it, Dean, but I think it's kind of significant from what I recall.
You'd get a lot more revenue, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Is there enough room to move them back?
I think it's 10, 15 feet
It's pretty
to
tight.
get inside the Little League governing body.
And it's
It's-
tight back there.
It's too tight to the west to add both them fields
Mm.
long enough.
I was even back there looking. We have a storage shed that we use for Blacker Fields, and I'd really love to move it because it's right where we can have some prime parking. But there's not even room for that back there. So there's some challenges with that property.
Have you had any discussions about one of those specialized park areas for skateboardists? There've been many plans in the past, and it's kind of a unique thing.
There have been discussions. That's not been something that's been revisited as of late.
Yeah. Mayor Arhood was very close to putting one in, and then I think it just didn't happen.
As I understand, I think there was even some grant money that was available for that at one time, but I'm not certain that that's the case
They're
now.
talking about over there in Iroquois Park, I think. Yeah, out over there.
There's a lot of good space in Iroquois Park that really could be developed. There are some challenges though, because that
Floods.
it floods a lot, yeah. So, but I'm curious to see once we take down the old building, if we can use the pad that exists there, that concrete pad for something.
Oh,
Could that be a court of some type? So we'll just have to see what it looks like when we get the building down. So we're also going to remove, you guys might recall, there was a house that was purchased at Foundation Park. The house was torn down, but the garage was left. We're going to take that down too. I just want to take out some eyesores and open up the green spaces for people. So yeah, I'm learning about construction and demolition. The whole gamut when it comes to buildings. You guys have any other
where's
questions?
Foundation Park?
Old Manette,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So if you think at the entrance by Pizza King, where that arch is. If you go in on the path, there's an old garage there. There's a soccer shed, and then there's the old garage, which basically doesn't house much of anything. So we're gonna get that out of the road and open things up for people. You guys have any other questions for me? It's been a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you for having me today. And I invite you to come on out and enjoy the parks. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. So find something to do any season. And we welcome you. And again, thanks for having me. Nice to see you all.
Thank you, Heather, for being with us today.
Ooh, my pleasure. I got a mess. There we go.
All right, back to our regularly scheduled meeting. As you can tell, we are back now to streaming, videoing live on Facebook and YouTube, or I'm assuming YouTube is live, but I know Facebook is. Or you can pick them up and watch them later if you need to. We're going to regularly get back to this. We have the equipment that I just bought, the tripod, speaker, and all that. Actually, it wasn't all that bad to invest in that to make sure we have it so it's available. It goes with our Starlink system. We are using Starlink in all of our new equipment for all of our meetings now. I think Chris Widener's down in Indy maintaining the video feeds and that, adjusting what needs for feeds, whether it's sound, video. If somebody comes in with wants an online question, it could be put on there and we can answer on it. Different speakers. We have a lot of options that we can do with our, and if we're on a project site, we have our internet, we have everything we can do to take videos or live broadcasts wherever we want to, or wish to. So it's a tool in our back pocket that if you'd like it done someplace to support other groups, we are there. We can be there for that. So, all right, any questions on that part? Okay. All right, a little bit of old business. Yesterday, I got an email from Terry Rickle. We needed to, I have never put in who our president-elect will be for next year, starting our president for July. Pets is coming up, which is now Pels. But so I put it out there several times. So it looks like you guys have unofficially elected me to do one more year. just so you know, that's where we're heading for one more year of me. And you have every opportunity to kick me out if you wish. But as of right now, everything's been reported for that to keep everything official in the district and on Rotary International. What else? I know, Terry, do you have anything you'd like to say about empowering girls?
Yes, we have 38 signed up right now with a lot more, I think, coming in this week. I took all of the list of last year and I contacted every girl that had not signed up yet, and we've got kind of an influx today, so hopefully that will continue. Everything's going great. The community has stepped up wonderfully with donations, and we're doing well on that. We will need help setting up, but anybody is available Sunday morning at 10 at the fairgrounds, and then we will tear down at 4.
How many girls do you anticipate?
Right now, there's 38. Missy and I were just talking. We anticipate probably 50.
That's
so
great.
That'll be really nice. Jane Roush, I don't know if you guys realize she's one of the speakers, so we're excited about that.
Who is she?
Your
Past district president, past district governor.
Ah,
She's very still active in our district and with Rotary.
So yeah, we're doing great.
All right. Any questions or any other things for Terry? All right. There was one more thing I was thinking of. Oh, we have made donations. We had last meeting for the DC trip or the East trip, or whatever they call that trip. No, I don't think it's DC, but anyways, we have
East Coast.
East Coast,
Or something.
whatever. Yeah, the official title eludes me at this point. But we did vote last week to give $1,000 to offset costs for the breakfast. And then we also gave 2,500 towards scholarships for Missy to give out to students in need of money. I have been contacted by Dan Hawthorne. He is in charge of the annual Spain trip that the kids take. He will be coming and making a presentation as soon as we can get that together with Dan. So Dan will be here in the near distant future to speak with us. And I told him to please bring some of your students. We would love to hear from them too. So I believe he's going to bring some students with him too. I know we have the top 20 coming up soon, or coming up in the near future also. So we've got a busy spring coming. It's going to be great. Anything else from anybody? I think Matt released the financials. I just got them the other day. If anybody would like to have any of the financials that we have, I can just email them to everybody if they'd like that, so they know what we have right now. I could just, do you want me to do a mass email to everybody? I could do that if you'd like to have it. If not, let me know. I will individually email them to you also. And it sounds like, Ed Van Wyck says hi, and so does Ann. Ann Cecile is watching also. They both said hi to us. Hello, Ann. Hello, Ann. Okay. Anything? Yes, Ed.
Should we consider a donation to the parks?
Yes, we should.
Because they are always in need of resources.
Yes.
Because I understand that we have some money right now. Is that right?
Yes, yes, we do. I neglected to bring, I thought I had them in that bag, but I had them in a different bag. Now, another thing, I am buying a better bag to put all of this stuff together. So it's easy to travel with and easy to hand off to whoever needs. Yeah, but it's probably going to be a backpack. I'm hoping I can find one that has rotary on it. That way, no matter where we go, everybody knows who's there. But I can get that. I still think we got over 20,000 because I know we cleared somewhere around 18,000 the year before. This last summer, we had 35,000 in sales, and I know I haven't looked at the figures, but I'm sure we had over 25 on that. Easy. So we've been giving some away. This year, I was just at my accountant, Matt Robertson, and he said that I'm a president that's not afraid to spend money. I says, no, I'm not a president not afraid to give money away. So we've been doing very well this year, but we still have quite a bit. So yes, we can very much afford to give money to all the worthy projects that our club would like to give to.
I wonder if there's something we could do to get our name on something. Like if we give them 5 or 10 grand to help with the roof at the pool house, can we get our name on the pool house? Or
I know it would still be the LaRue Memorial Pool, but I'm sure they'd probably, I can't say I'm sure, but I bet they would consider a signage somewhere,
plaque or
a
something.
plaque saying roof donated by, and we can have our signage. I'm sure if we bought the sign and everything, they would put it up. But we'd have to definitely talk with Missy and Heather and get that approved. But I know we can. John and I are still working out the details for the raffle that we intend to do. One thing I have to do is I still have to finish the paperwork to get us our gaming license, and then the rest of it will be easy after that. And then money for that, I've always hoped, but it's still our club's decision. I've always hoped that money from that raffle we could use for scholarships. Any student, whether it's trade schools, any type of school, if they needed to go to like out in St. Joe, they have all these short programs. I would be able to help any student that needs help with that money. And the rest of the money for the pork burgers we use as we do normally to all the individual clubs and groups that need our support. And we're starting to amass some decent amount of money still sitting in the bank, and we can use this as an opportunity to start our our foundation, we can start that.
Mhm.
Maybe we can even do an endowment. I'd love to see an endowment to go into that. And that way we always have goals for,
Through the Jasper Foundation.
we can actually set up our own way we can go through either one, however, the easiest way to do it. Just like-
So if you go through them, there are people that just give monies to every foundation.
Yeah.
Or endowment, excuse me.
Yeah.
And they manage it.
And then our foundation, we can have our own, we can do investments with our own foundation also. But bear in mind, we'd still not neglect the original Rotary Foundation that we support every year with our own donations every year. And by no ways am I saying by no means do we need to forget the original foundation, because that is what Rotary is, I believe. This is just something for us to do locally also on top of.
We've got that, the art center out there where she has all of those classes
Mhm.
and things like that. They call it the Hyper Center, so I don't think it's really named after anything. So if we did give to the roof, instead of maybe going with a plaque of LaRue, maybe that Hyper Center, we could do something, the Rotary Hyper Center
That's a
or,
great idea.
or something like that, because it doesn't seem to be branded yet.
And I could definitely talk to Missy or somebody, or Missy. I could definitely talk to Heather, or somebody else would like to talk to Heather to see what the options would be that best help the parks itself. What I know they've got lots of, as Heather pointed out, they have lots of projects going on at one time. Anything else? All right. Fred's not here, so. Who did not buy tickets? Russ, did you buy any tickets?
No.
You're too far away.
Yeah.
They all say Orville on them.
Good luck, Oracle.
9:06. Sorry, Orville.
Oh, that's fine. It was my last one. We will go right here. All right. Live to fight another day. Okay, any other topics, anything anybody would like to discuss today? All right, let's rise for the four-way test. Is the truth,
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will
it build goodwill and better
friendships?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and thank you those that have joined us online.